Shane, you always look good when you clean yourself up.
Yeah, I've been doing all right. I mean, I can't say that I've been 100% sober, but I've been way better than my normal
Good
self.
That's
job,
good.
buddy.
I got
Everything.
my hair cut, and I asked to get it like the slick back look, and then I realized like that's what old guys in AA have, that haircut where they have too much aftershave on, and all their hair looks wet and slicked back.
Oh yeah. Do you know this from all the AA meetings that you go to?
No, I just know from like knowing people like that, like dads and stepdads and all that stuff.
That's not an AA thing. It's a boomer thing.
I don't know. I don't. You clean up your act. You slick back your hair. That's what you do.
Okay.
Anyway,
Quit drinking.
yeah, but
All right.
you look great too.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, I feel really good. Feel really good. Sitting at 167 pounds today.
Nice. Wow. Goal
Yeah,
weight.
Feel 7 pounds away from my goal weight.
Wow. 160. Hmm.
Buck 60, baby. I'll be fast as wind. Plus, look at these fucking pipes, bro.
Look at those.
Okay.
Fuck
Okay.
me, eh? Holy shit. It's
Me and
too
Sarah should whip out our tits.
much. And Bo, don't leave Bo out of it.
Oh yeah, sorry, Bo.
Hello, my name is Dan.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Shane.
Bo's here too. This is the podcast, What the Hell's Your Problem? A podcast where we talk about all the petty things that we love to hate with a passionate yet fair vigor. No guest again today. Sarah and Shane are afraid of guests, so we can't have guests.
Untrue.
What?
So they
Four
feel
voices
comfortable.
4 voices is too many voices. Everyone just
We
talk.
should have asked Jason Ellis while he was in town to be a
yeah.
guest on our podcast.
We
Hey,
would have done it for sure. I think.
Shane was at Jason Ellis last night.
Yeah.
Capitol Ballroom. Please, Shane, tell us about Jason Ellis last night. How was it?
Well, if anyone doesn't know, Jason Ellis he was in Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I mean, he's gotten a name for himself.
Was he a skater in that?
Yeah, I think he was a secret character on one of the first two.
Was he like a radio guy back in the day?
I don't know. He was on Viva La Bam a couple times.
Yeah, he's Australian, right?
Yes.
He's
yeah.
like one of these edgelord kind of dudes.
Yeah, I don't know. I know like his whole set is about him, how he's used to be gay, now he's not gay, and all this stuff.
What?
Yeah.
I'm thinking
He's bi, so he was dating guys, and then he switched over to women recently or whatever.
okay.
But I said to myself, okay, I got a free ticket. I'm gonna go. I know.
Tell us about how you got the free ticket because that is really funny to me.
Well, a few other comedians they gave tickets out to everyone, I guess. But then I was invited down by another local guy, and so we walked past the venue, and the bouncer's like, "Hey, like I'm usually scared of bouncers. This guy was like, hey." What are you guys doing tonight? We're thinking about checking out the show. He's like, please, come in. And I'm getting out my ID. He's like, I don't need to see IDs. And I'm like, do you need our names for the guest list? He's like, no, there's no guest list tonight. I just need people inside.
So he had what? Like, how many people do you think were in there?
Like 20?
Yeah, the venue holds 300.
Oh no!
Seated, 600 stand. Do you remember when we opened for Creed Bratton in there?
Yeah.
Oh, he
'Cause-
no.
That really gave me a bad taste.
Oh, that was crazy. We'll tell that story
Was it a
too.
Capitol
But how
Ballroom?
bad was the show? How bad was Jason?
So,
Evan Mumford told me it was the worst set he's ever seen in his life.
it was one of the worst ones I've ever seen. Danielle Florence opened, and she's
Which
very
is a
funny.
crazy choice, by the way.
They're two very different.
Yeah,
comedians.
like she's
Yeah.
like a dainty 30-year-old girl who's
So,
yeah.
I showed up a bit late, and I walked in the room, and she's standing at the back, and like the look on her face was like, what has happened here?
Yeah, she told me it was one of the worst experiences in stand-up she's ever had.
And so then I watched it with her, and the guy comes out. He's wearing like I don't want to say the wrong term, but like it's a black, white, like without sleeves and stuff,
Tank top.
Tank top,
Muscle shirt.
muscle shirt. muscle
Let's
shirt.
say wife beater, but a wife beater is just a white tank top.
Yeah, it's that. Yeah. So he comes out, and immediately a drunk guy starts heckling him. He calls the guy out like right away in the first 5 minutes, and he says like the F slur like a million times.
No.
And then he kicks the guy out, and in my head I'm like, dude, you have like, there's not much audience there. I don't know if I would have kicked that guy out. Because now you have 19 people instead of 20. And
a bunch of you are comics, so you don't count.
yeah, and the whole time I was like, oh, why can't you talk about how you like hung out with Tony Hawk and you have a podcast? But the whole time he's like, yeah, men and women are different. You know?
Yeah,
it was just like it was a really bad bomb, and I felt really bad for the guy. But you know, he just did. Yeah, when you see the F slur like more than 10 times and it's not a bit, there's an issue there.
Yeah, to say the least. Well, I'm glad I saw he was coming in often. I'll message them RG people to see if I can open it. I was like, I don't think I want to open for Jason Ellis, and I'm really glad I did not.
Yeah, I wanted him to sign my tech deck because, you know, and it was so bad that I was like, you know what, I don't think I'm gonna be able to talk to this man after that. But it was inspiring. It was an inspiring set.
Dude, one time Shane and I opened for Creed Bratton there. Do you know who Creed Bratton is, Sarah?
Yeah, from The Office.
Yeah, Creed Bratton from The Office. Creed was low-key kind of my favorite character on The Office. Like, like really weird, super fun, right? And then so I was pumped on it. Shane and I opened for him.
Yeah, Dad, you asked me and I was so excited.
Yeah, we went early to like for sound check and to like meet him and stuff. I was like genuinely kind of excited to meet him. And then we were standing in the like hallway in behind the stage. There's like a green room.
It was like an electrical room.
Yeah, it's kind of like this little hallway right before the green room. And he's standing there and we're standing there. And then the like, it was like the manager of the venue or something. And we all finished the talk we were getting. And then I looked at Creed and I was like, hey, man, I'm like, thanks for having us open for you. I'm a big fan. It's really cool. And then he looked at us. He looked us up and down. And then he looked at the GM and he goes, I don't want them in my green room. Didn't even say anything to us.
It was soul crushing. And then we had to wait in the electrical room.
It was nuts. It was so crazy.
Yeah.
That it was better than if he was nice. Because it was so crazy. Do you know what I mean? Like it was a better story than, oh yeah, he was a nice guy. It was like more fun this way. And it's kind of like what his character would be like on The Office too, right? So
not much different, yeah.
But so he was in a bluegrass band back in the day. So he was doing music and he sold it as Creed Bratton from The Office. So it was 600 people were there.
Yeah.
Standing only, no seats. They were all like 25-year-old like university students wearing Office like merch, and he goes up there and starts singing, and they're like, "What is this?" And then
it was so insane.
And they're like, me and Shane both did great.
Yeah, we both killed. Like the audience was amazing.
They were,
it was like you couldn't fail.
Super into us. It was an easy set.
Yeah. So you set him up for success.
He went in there and just died. Like, he would do a song, and then he'd be like, here's a story about Jim and Pam. And then, like, do 2 more songs. And then they were yelling out, like, Office, his lines from The Office, and he was getting mad at them and being like, be respectful. And it's like, dude, what are you talking about? And then he walked, like, we left, but apparently he walked, like, half the audience. Like, half of the people just left before.
Yeah, I knew people that were there, and they said they left. Because we were his openers, like, we did stand-up, and it worked, and it was a great crowd. So they were expecting, like, a stand-up headliner, too.
Yeah.
And then he's, like, singing the blues. And you look in the audience, they're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah,
like,
it was not it. Yeah, it was, that was one for the books.
Yeah. I hope he's a nicer guy. That maybe he's just had an off day, but...
Okay,
good.
Also, this is not my thing for today, but I just remembered this thing that happened one time recently, and it didn't happen recently, it happened years ago, but I was in a pub here in Victoria. We used to go for wings at Christie's Pub. Like,
Yeah, we live. I lived right
every
behind it. We were
Wednesday.
there all the time.
We used to go for wings at this place like religiously. Like, I don't know if you've ever heard the late great Matt Billins bit about how chicken wings are a gateway drug to cocaine.
Yeah.
But how you would go out for wings and you'd have one beer and then you'd have a second beer and then you'd be getting a bag. And that bit always hit so close to home for me. But
Gotta quit chicken wings.
yeah, exactly. So we would go there and we stopped going there eventually. I don't remember why. We just kind of stopped. Remember that one time, Sarah, we were there and all the water pooled on the awning.
I do recall
on the
that.
patio, and then I drank a pint of it.
Yeah, I recall that.
What?
Yeah, I go to meetings now.
One time on my birthday, I was there and our dad was there, and he bought me a muff diver for my birthday.
Your dad did?
That's not it. That's not the move. Yeah. This was back when my mom used to drink too. And one time I went in there and my parents were just there. Separately, they were just there. And my mom was like asleep at the table, like hammered.
Oh,
She denies it, but it's true. Anyway, she doesn't drink anymore either. She's 10 years sober. Good job, Mom.
Oh, nice.
Anyways, it was years ago now. I was in sobriety, but me and my buddy Jimmy went there for wings, for old time's sake.
Mm-hmm.
And I ate some wings, and the wings tasted like fish.
Ooh.
Like they were aggressively fish tasting. And I looked at like the daily specials, and the day before was fish and chips day. So clearly, clearly they forgot to clean out the traps. And she came by and I was like, hey, excuse me. And I was like, I never complain or send back food. I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
But I was like, I just got to tell you, I'm like, these wings taste like fish. And she just goes, ugh, that's disgusting. And then just left. There was
She didn't replace it?
no resolution, no solution, nothing. She just agreed and then left.
there was at one point a server there, who had a baby and named it after her dead dog. Like her dog died, and then she had the baby and gave the baby the same name as the dead dog.
What was the dog's name? What was the daughter's
I
name?
can't remember what it was. I can't remember what the
His
name
name is
was.
Airbud.
It was Rover.
Airbud is good. That's great.
And my husband learned how to order wings there.
You
at
did,
Christie's.
yeah. He sat down and ordered 96 wings, and I'm like, hey, man, you got to
Jesus.
slow down. I'm like, you got to order them. They'll be cold. You
It's
can't
so
do that.
funny
Order and
that you
ship.
brought up the carriage house because for Father's Day, I was trying to figure out a place to go, and I said to my mom, let's go to the carriage house. We haven't been there in a while. And even my mom said, I've heard from my coworkers that it's gone downhill recently.
Yeah.
And
They
so
could
we
have.
didn't go there. We actually didn't go anywhere because they had their church garage sale, and it's more important than me. So but Carriage House apparently is it's on the shit list these days.
One time my parents canceled my birthday dinner because the finale of The Biggest Loser was on.
That was a good
Really?
right? We
Yeah,
invested
really.
a lot of time into that show. And we didn't want to miss it.
Cool, yeah, right on.
But they cancel your birthday for it. That's
Yeah.
We
crazy,
just
right?
postponed it. It wasn't fucking canceled, you big baby.
Not good enough to be shitty.
But what's the reveal? The person's thin? No.
Yes.
It's not thin.
You
but
were
like
probably out
thinner.
doing coke or something anyway and didn't really care.
That's probably true. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I have a couple things. I don't care. So this is something that happens regularly in my life. I'll say something, and the person I'm talking to will go, "Wow, tell us how you really feel."
Oh yeah,
And
boomer
I
shit.
don't know, not even boomers, like people our age, and I'm like, it is dumbfounded every time. Why?
It's a white person thing to say.
Why would I not say what I really think? Why?
Can you give us an example of what you'd say, and then the person said that afterwards?
Shane drinks too much. Tell us how you really feel.
No.
Hey. No, like, because I have a strong opinion of things. Like, I don't have a lot of gray area
What?
in my life.
No.
It's either it's the best fucking thing that's ever happened or literally garbage.
This is good that you're aware of this, and I don't know
aware.
why you're not working on it.
Because I don't care.
But I want to know, what's the last thing you said when a person said that?
Well, I was drunk, so it's hard to say.
Or you like, I don't believe in the Holocaust?
No,
Wow.
no. It was. I think we were talking about kids' sports, and I was like, "Yeah, it's a fucking joke. Like, tell us how you really feel." I'm like, "That is how I really feel." I just literally said to you what I really feel. Why are you like?
Yeah, it's contradicting, because you are saying how you really feel.
Part of white culture to say things like that. We
like-
also like to say, like, when you get to a place and there's no line, and then a line forms behind you, you like to turn to the person you're with and go, "Good thing we got here when we did."
Zach
That's
and I
also-
say that to each other all the time.
Oh yeah, and another one is, man, wait till head office hears about this.
No,
Another one.
but tell us.
Or the other one is, do you want to go to Home Sense? It's going to be a wild weekend.
Yeah.
fun little Sunday
Yeah.
planned.
Yeah.
But I feel like this is a theme in my life, and I don't know what people want me to say. Like, they legitimately seem shocked sometimes when I say something. Like, should I be
because
passive aggressive? Should I
It's because you say crazy shit, so people don't know
think I say
what else.
crazy shit?
You say crazy shit all the time.
What? Name one
it
crazy
just-
thing.
It's not that you say a crazy thing. It's that you're
Is my delivery intense?
it's so matter of fact and like the worst thing you've ever heard. So people don't know what to say. So they're like, tell us how you really feel. Like it's like people just don't know what to do with it.
Like
So-
what? Like, I don't think that's true. I know I have
Yeah,
an
What are they supposed to say? Like,
Maybe
Oh,
you're
yeah,
saying
I
it too
understand how-
stern.
What's that?
You're saying it too stern if you said, I think kids' sports are stupid. Like a little,
Like a dumb
like,
bitch? Like
just
should I-
like a little,
Hey, are you saying I should-
flair at the end instead of like being too stern.
Should I talk like I'm a man? Do you think that would make people happier? Use a man
well, the
tone?
problem is that you do talk like a man.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah, and people don't like it because I'm a chick. They don't like
I've
my
had people say
man
that
talk.
to me.
What?
I've had people say that to me too.
When you're
'cause I
kind of
have
like
the
a
same-
girl, so maybe they're just all confused by our
It's
genderness.
not a gender thing.
I think
it's
it
a
is.
thing about when you come in too hot, people don't know what to do with it.
Okay.
Like if you say, like
Yeah.
I'll say things like if I like your dog, I'll be like, I'd kill someone if your dog asked me to, and then they'll be like, wow, tell us how you really feel. You know?
Yeah.
Okay, but that's a silly thing to
Yeah.
say. Like this
Or-
is
or
regular
you-
conversation.
Yeah, regular conversation where you're saying things like, I hope Brad Marchand's family dies in a fire, like that
I
kind
would
of thing.
never say that about him.
Yeah.
Plus, Jude would cry because he's his new favorite hockey player.
That's disgusting. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't hate this one. I think that it's just
I
people not
do.
knowing. It's not people not knowing what to do with you.
I think
I
people.
think you got to change it up. You got to change it up, and if they say it when you change it up, then there's an issue. But I think you got to come in more, positively. Like,
Why can't you just be like, hey, I don't like that, rather than being like, that's the worst fucking thing I've ever dealt with in my life, and I hope that everyone around it dies.
But
you know what I mean? Like,
okay, fair, and that is how I say things regularly. That's literally the worst fucking thing I've ever heard. But the people who are saying it to me are not strangers. They know me. They know me. Like I haven't.
also, maybe
changed
you should start
since I was
saying what you
12.
really feel, that your kid's sports team sucks.
Oh, I'm the first to admit everything about my kids' sports team, and my child in general. I'm not that parent.
maybe this is a good opportunity for you to try to be less black and white.
It's been
Maybe,
working for
eh?
me for 48
Because I
years.
do this too.
Uh,
I do this too, but I'm working on it.
Why?
Because it's a tough way to live. Because your
I don't hate it.
expectations are so but you just don't know you hate it.
But I don't think I do. I think I hate things that are just okay. I either need it to be really bad.
Everything like in your life is just okay.
That's not true. I got some fucking great things and some shitty things. Right now I have no oven and it fucking sucks.
what?
My oven's broken and it's irritating the shit out of me. It's the worst
We're
fucking
using
thing
your
ever.
air fryer? What are you doing?
I'm cooking outside on our Blackstone.
Oh,
Thankfully we have one.
Yeah, what a rough life.
I can't bake a cake.
You know who else? You know who else's ovens don't work?
Don't.
Palestinian people. But they can't just go outside and cook on their black next to their pool, can they?
Well, I guess not.
Hey.
But that wasn't what I was getting at.
Something to think about. Jesus Christ.
See, I have the opposite problem though. Is like I don't tell people how I really feel. I want to people please so much
Yeah,
that
you do.
I go the opposite,
I think
and I like whatever they say.
we've
I think we could
discussed
put
it.
we could put Bo on the spot a little bit right now too.
Yeah.
A little bit.
What would you say?
Sorry, I was writing down the cutting of the. I'm not gonna say it again because I'm gonna have to cut it out. But recap me for the last 30 seconds.
I can keep it in.
We were talking about how Shane's a people pleaser, and I was saying that maybe you might be able to relate to that.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. It's a nightmare. I'm going back to therapy.
Okay, great. Thanks, Bo.
You're very welcome.
I feel like I'm watching a live stream of an incel when I look at Bo's square because it's like kind of blurry
Yeah.
on there.
There's
Yeah.
Vaseline on
Sorry.
there still.
Oh. All right. Can I go next?
Yeah,
Sure.
go ahead.
Okay, I don't like foods I think I should like, but then don't.
Like what?
Like Asiago cheese dip.
It's just okay.
I don't like it, but I feel like I should like it. You're talking about a cheese dip, but then I don't like it. But like I definitely want to like it. Some other examples: red velvet cake is never good.
What?
It's
I'm
never
with you.
good.
I'm
It
with you.
seems like something that should be amazing, and it's never good.
You like a Black Forest?
Oh, I love it.
I mean, red velvet cake specifically.
I know, but do you like Black Forest cake?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, if it's
Well,
good.
It's just the next. It's like the stepbrother of Black Forest.
Yeah, red velvet cake is never good. Another one, pretzels.
You're naming
I like
mediocre
pretzel.
foods here.
But they look like they should be fucking amazing.
Asiago cheese dip tastes like you're gonna have diarrhea later.
And you do. And you will.
Every
And then-
single time.
And what about like licorice all sorts?
Oh, I
Look
I
like
like licorice
I
also.
love a licorice all sort.
you guys are fucked.
Yeah.
They look like the best candy you've ever had.
They
and then
are.
No. Licorice should just be black colored. You
That-
can't color it other colors.
No,
Red
mis-
licorice?
I love
It's
red
misleading.
licorice.
Red licorice is another one. Twizzlers.
I
Nib.
love
great.
What about a
those.
nib? What
No,
about
I don't like a nib.
nib. The cherry pull-aparts? That's some good shit.
Yes.
No, I don't like them. I don't like those or like any of those things. Like I just they're misleading.
Do you like a licorice baby?
What's a licorice
A
baby?
little black licorice
I don't think you
baby?
can say that anymore.
That's what they're licorice babies.
Cut it out, Bo.
Oh, you can leave that one in.
I will say about pretzels though, when you get those munchies, definitely those are the like even at a party or a thing where those are out, people leave the pretzels the last.
Yeah.
I just had those at
Yeah,
Sarah's house.
at my house.
My neighbor brought me some pretzels recently, and they were so good. And I don't know the name of them.
Were they the twigs?
Oh.
The twigs ones are pretty good.
No, the Twix ones are good. They give you those on the plane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fairy
Yeah,
has them.
hickory sticks is another one. I
No.
want to love hickory sticks. They're not good.
You think you do,
Uh,
but then you eat them and you're like, fuck these hickory sticks.
It's not satisfying because
Yeah,
you're constantly taking
And
too
they,
many out.
and they burn your mouth because you have to eat
I had
too
a
many.
I had a Reese peanut butter cup jam fusion situation. Not good.
Really?
No, it's not good. I posted it, and a lot of people were like, "Oh fuck, how do I get that?" And I'm like, "It's not that good."
What's wrong
And
with
then Tara was like, "Oh, you mean the chemical jam paste that they put into the Reese peanut butter cup was not good?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah,
Touche.
sure.
Here's
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like trends, like, like people are super into this thing, and it's like when the bacon thing happened, they're like, oh, there's bacon deodorant. I'm like,
I don't like bacon that much.
but it's like, yeah, it's
I like
okay,
bacon.
like it's fun, but it's not. I don't want it to be a theme of
It's not
things.
that good. What are some foods that you guys like think you should like but never do?
grilled cheese.
Grilled cheese. Interesting. Why don't you like grilled cheese?
I only like a grilled cheese with Kraft singles. I don't care
Me
for
too.
one with real
Totally.
cheese.
Totally. I agree. This is a great example because a grilled cheese with like thick cut cheddar
Gross.
sounds like it should be incredible. And it's not as good as a,
Nope.
a Kraft single slice grilled cheese.
With white bread.
Yeah,
Agreed.
totally. Yeah. What about you, Shane?
I mean, I like pretty much everything, but I'm in a vegetarian household without my consent. But I don't. I don't. I'm not a big like sweet potato guy.
Oh, yam fries. Yam fries is another example. I don't like yam fries.
I get over it real quick, and like the sweet potato chips or even vegetable chips, like
Oh, gross.
Oh, I like
Yeah,
the
I had those
dip.
yesterday.
I like
I had those
Yeah.
yesterday at Jill Van Jean's house, and they were not very good.
yeah, it's fine, but it's not great. Yeah.
Yeah, another one, truffle oil.
Oh,
Oh,
I
I
hate
hate
truffle oil.
Truffle oil fries with Parmesan cheese on them. People
Gross.
love those. Why? They're so gross.
Yeah,
Any-
speaking of diarrhea, that's fucking.
But it
Instant
seems like
diarrhea.
it seems like something that would be very good to me, but then it's not.
The
Well-
truffle anything. I don't like any truffle kind of things.
Me either.
You know?
Nope, no truffle oil on anything. The trouble
big
with the
truffle is
Asiago
no
cheese dip is Asiago is a really strong cheese that is meant to be eaten in small little, like a little shaving on your pasta, not a whole fucking dip. That's
You know
insanity.
what Tara did? Tara
No.
bought Parmesan cheese to eat with her crackers at night so she wouldn't eat as much of it. And I'm like,
It's supposed to be shredded.
yeah, it's supposed to be like ground up and like have a little bit on your thing. You're not, to me, it feels weird.
You
Feels
could have
like
like a thin peel of it, maybe, but I
That's what
wouldn't-
she's
it's
doing.
not a cracker cheese.
No,
It's cracker cheese.
it's insane behavior.
They do have Parmesan chips though, which are reasonable.
I don't like those either. It's too
Oh,
much.
I don't mind
Ketchup
those.
chips are disgusting. All dressed chips are
I love-
disgusting.
All dressed my favorite.
I
have
love
to
all
disagree
dressed.
with you there. I like
There's-
ketchup.
They're so vinegary, but like not in a good way.
See, I think they
I
are
like sour
vinegary.
candy. Are you guys sour candy people?
I like sour candy.
Yeah, that's my favorite candy.
Yeah. I'm with you on that.
I hate gum. I fucking
Yeah, I
hate
hate gum too. We've talked about this extensively on the podcast.
Worst.
I also hate gum.
It's not a satisfying thing.
Did you see? I posted a thing. I was in a grocery store in Hawkesbury,
Oh, Nova
Cape
Scotia.
Breton. Hawkesbury, Nova Scotia, Cape Breton.
Yeah.
They had
The best man at
you
our
know,
wedding was
signs in the
is from there.
aisles? What?
The best
What?
man at our weddings from
Is the
Port
manager of
Hawkesbury.
the convenience store?
Oh, he is. Oh, that explains a lot. You know the big signs in the grocery store aisles that tell you what's in the aisle?
Yeah.
They had an aisle, and they had gum in the aisle, and meat snacks in the same aisle. And I'm like, gum is. You buy gum at the cash register. You don't go into the aisle to buy gum.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
And you don't get it from
Gum
the
is to
grocery
save
store.
your shitty breath. Like that's what I use gum for. If I eat garlic or something, then it's a thing. But that's why I like high chews because you get the same thing as gum, but you get the satisfying thing of swallowing it.
You're a candy man, eh?
I like candy, especially when I'm not drinking. That
Yeah, I was gonna say not a lot of alcoholics have sweet tooth. So you're an exception.
I switch over real quick. I mean, I went to when I took like I was good for 2.5 weeks, but I became like a 7-Eleven reg.
Oh yeah, dude, I had no sweet tooth before I quit drinking, and now I have a tattoo of a Dairy Queen Blizzard on my leg. That's right. You know what I
Zach's
mean?
thinking about getting a McFlurry Blizzard.
I know. I heard
McFlurry
that's so
tattoo.
sick. You should do it.
Upside down?
It's so fun. No, it doesn't have to be upside down.
I'm cool
I
with
just
here because Daniel's vaping and it's irritating the fuck out of me. You were at my house 36 hours ago and we're like, I have a patch. I don't do that shit.
I didn't wear the patch today. I'm vaping.
You're weak.
So I went over to local comedian Evan Mumford's house on Friday, and this old lady that lives above him you've never met, and she thought that we said her name. We were just talking, and I go out there, and she's like, two young men, I need you to help me with this lamp that I found in the dumpster. We're like, all right, and she's, in a walker. We go up there. Her house is like, she smokes inside. It's like one of the most disgusting, like just dense smoke in there. And it just reminded me because she's like, oh, I almost forgot I got to take off my patch so I can have a cigarette. I'm like, that's so insane.
My kind of woman.
That is so insane.
My
And
kind
then
of woman.
she kept making us change all the light bulbs. And at one point, Evan just put his foot. He's like, you know what? We have things to do. We can't be doing this all day, Tammy. It's just like she's like, oh, I wonder what the red bulb looks like in that. And I'm putting it in there, and then like, yeah. Anyway,
and you're just like, you would have stayed there all night just doing your stuff because you can't sit down.
And she had 8 copies of the movie School of Rock on her DVD shelf, and I'm like, what the hell is that? What's going on there?
She doesn't like to have to rewind it.
You just switch it over right away.
You don't have the heart to tell her it's a DVD, and she doesn't have to.
5-disc changer, and it's in every slot.
Yeah, and she has a 6 changer in the trunk of her car, and it's the soundtrack to School of Rock. All 6 of them.
She puts her cigarette on each DVD, and then
She's got a tattoo of Jack Black on her back.
That's a huge tattoo.
Shane, what's going on with you, man?
Oh, man, I got a doozy for you guys today.
Yes.
Okay.
So I went camping last weekend to Port Renfrew. Small group, very nice. Couple of things happened that I need your advice on. Well, the first thing that happened to me, I went to the outhouse there. I do my business sitting down. No toilet paper. I'm telling you, in the thing.
Okay.
And so I'm panicking. I just think, what should I do? Like, I could do the sock. But
Were
then
you camping? Were you camping on the beach in that big one? Dude,
yeah.
that
Nice.
bathroom is
Yeah.
crazy. It's the worst camping bathrooms I've ever seen in my life. They look like day 5 of Coachella.
I'm not tall, and the door was hitting my legs, and I'm camping with like Paul Oppers and a bunch of tall fucking guys. Like if it's hitting my legs, their legs, they will have to like give birth to sit down. I don't know. So there's no toilet paper, but then I see there's another roll in. When they have 2 rolls side by side, like they have to, but it's locked, so I couldn't get. So I was like, well, I don't know what to do, so I just jammed my hand through. My hand got stuck in the toilet paper thing. I grabbed like at least two singles and ripped my hand out, and then it cut my wrist open.
Oh, you're probably not getting an infection in there.
Yeah,
This is like a R-rated Winnie the Pooh story.
And so I go back to the campsite. Luckily, I'm staying with like at least 2 nurses are camping with us. And I had to be like, I just want you to know I did wipe, but this is what happened. I need you to clean my wound. And so that happened.
That's tough. It's tough stuff.
But here's the actual
Locking up the toilet paper is weird. Why?
The what?
Why are they locking the toilet paper?
Well, it's the the substitute one that they come in.
No, I get it, but like, why lock it? Why is it
I don't
locked?
know.
What's the point in having a second one there if you can't get in
I
it?
think some of them lock automatically and then unlock when it's, I don't know.
And also, like, what do you do if there isn't a toilet paper? Like, do you sock? Do you go sock? Do you go? I don't know.
I think I would go sock.
I think
Yeah.
I would go my underwear.
No, I'd go socks first and then underwear after, I think.
I
Because
would
then you could
definitely
just
go
throw it in there.
underwear first, because you can go without underwear camping, but you cannot go without socks.
But
Yeah, but I'm assuming you have more than one pair of socks camping, though.
Sometimes.
Always.
yeah,
When have you
It's
ever gone
a-
camping with one pair of socks? Maybe
Well-
me when I was a teenager.
I hate socks. I find them to be like prisons for my feet, so I do everything I can to not wear socks. At all
see,
times
I
in my
love
life.
socks. It keeps
hate them.
everything together. Spanks your feet. That's what I call it.
I like socks. Do you
I
go socks
hate-
off on a plane, Sarah?
Oh, absolutely.
Ew,
It's fucked up. It's
that's fucked up.
With like
That's a good
with like shoes on. Not like bare
You wear
foot.
anklets?
If I have to wear a sock, I will wear an ankle sock.
I don't like ankle socks.
Me either.
Like the
Yeah.
hidden ankle socks. Those are the
Yeah,
I
only
those
like
are
ones.
bad.
everything to be warm.
No.
I don't know, but
I
it
was so
was a
glad
fair
when
thing.
ankle socks were not a thing anymore. And you could just wear like crew socks. It's so much better.
Nope.
Yeah.
Hate them. Hate a sock.
Okay, so yeah, I'm going sock first, underwear second, and then if it gets real bad, then I'm sacrificing a shirt.
It was just horrendous because it's like it was a small group, so I had to be like go up to like the nurses that are well educated and be like, "This is what happened. I just want you to know I did wipe, but I think I might have a staph infection in my wrist." But then anyway, that's not my actual thing. I just wanted to tell you guys that. I wake up really early when I go camping, and no one else is up. So I get up, the beach is right there. I'm like, I'm gonna write some jokes. I'm gonna have a Caesar. I'm gonna, just sit in the sand just by myself. Great. I go there.
Start drinking. Oh, right on.
Well, you're camping. What are you doing? I never said there was booze in the Caesar. It could have been a virgin clam
It wasn't though, was it?
sack or whatever. Well, I don't know. It was a mix. It was already in a can. Whatever.
Wasn't it?
It was a clam drink. Whatever. It's fine. So I was sitting there. I was like, oh my God. I was taking photos. I'm like, this is one of the greatest mornings. It's like 8 a.m. All of a sudden, a whole family, and I don't want this to come off as like a racial thing, but it was a Filipino family. They come by, and I'm like, oh, that's fine. They set up a picnic around me.
Oh yeah, that's weird.
That's weird.
So I'm in the middle.
It's a huge beach too. Huge beach.
Huge. They have fishing rods, and they put the cooler right in front of me.
What?
And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, oh, this is so uncomfortable. They don't even say hello. And so then the adults, there's like 4 adults, they put on Lady Gaga on the speaker.
At
so
8
loud.
p.m.?
At 8 a.m.
No.
beside me, and they're setting up their picnic around me. The adults get up and they go fishing and left their kids with me.
Oh, that's
What?
Yeah, and I'm not exaggerating this at all. This 100% happened.
insane.
There's like 5-year-old kids playing in the sand, while I'm writing probably like a dick joke or something, whatever. And I wanted to ask you guys what you would do, but I decided not to leave just as a revolt to them. I was like, I'm not going to show weakness, because obviously they're trying to get my spot, because I didn't.
left 1,000%.
Well, I eventually did.
I don't know if I would have left, because I'd be really
I can't
worried.
take
something would happen
photos
to
when
the
it's
kids.
me and 5-year-old kids. That looks fucking weird too.
Where were the parents? Like out on a boat or
They
something?
were fishing. They went fishing on the shore.
Oh, so they were close by.
Well, like reasonably close.
I would have fucking left them.
I can't overstate that this is a very big beach. Like, there's
Huge.
so much room. It's insane to do that.
It was a nice log. I get how people could be.
There's so many nice logs on that beach.
You were there first. It was your fucking log.
Yeah, that's crazy. I hate this.
And
I hate
just
this
like
so much.
they're making sandwiches around me. Like they adopted me. Like
Did they
I was
make you a
part of the
sandwich?
family.
Did they feed you?
No,
Oh,
no. They
Then
didn't
no.
even say hi. It was like a nod. That was it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
well,
I
maybe
hate
it's a
that.
cultural thing.
What, to adopt a white fat guy? Like, what is that?
Maybe it was an intervention.
Maybe they were worried about you.
My girlfriend hired a whole Filipino family.
Yeah.
No problem.
Maybe they can get through to him.
And then I was so mad because they never said
Maybe
word.
the new ones can help him.
That's Vietnamese, not
Oh.
Filipino.
We left the next day, and I saw
Right.
them. They had a huge campsite. They were cooking up all this fucking food, and I'm like, dang, they could have, invited me over at least. But it was so weird. Like, I didn't know what to do. I was uncomfortable. I was like, oh.
Yeah, that's terrible. That's the worst thing that's ever happened.
Yeah, that's
I
not
hate that.
cool.
Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that
Yeah,
happened to you.
that's the worst hate out of all of us.
You should have been passive
What I
aggressive.
should have
with them.
done. Well, I was also a little bit high on mushrooms too, but I talked to the kids. I was like, "What do your parents do for work?" Like, no, I didn't.
You started talking to the kids like a weirdo.
You just
So
started
they started
working
talking
them.
to me, to be honest, and I didn't say anything back. It was too weird.
Because you were high. And, okay.
Well, I was high because of the night before.
Oh,
I
it
was high on mushrooms.
Residual
still.
high.
Yeah.
Residual high. Got you.
Oh,
Well, I'm sorry that
good
happened. to you.
lord.
I call bullshit on that.
But what would happen if I did eventually leave? But what would have happened if I just stayed? Like,
They
you
probably
think they
you
would
know
have
what?
offered me some food.
They probably would have fed you. They're generally very generous.
Yeah. Would you have stayed, Sarah? Like, if you was on the log
No.
there?
I would have left immediately, but I spend all day
Immediately.
with kids, and I fucking don't want to be with them on the weekend.
Yeah.
I love them,
I don't.
but I need my
Yeah.
time.
I don't talk to kids at all, so I never know how to deal with them at all.
Just talk to them like adults. That's what I do.
There is a guy staying with us camping that had a kid, and he was like 6, or he was 8, and I gave him a little fart machine in his hand, and then the dad was like, you have no idea what you've unleashed on my life. Because he
That's
kept
fun.
farting around the campsite
Yeah.
for like
You're
hours.
now the fun uncle.
Yeah. But
Um,
it was so weird. I didn't know what to do. I'm like, I'm just gonna stay here. I'm gonna eat my anxiety. But then they won in the end. I don't know what to do.
you know what? It's a big beach. Just move on and be happy with your life. That's what I think.
Okay, we got call-ins.
Okay, cool.
Right? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's more from the same person, so they're laid out very intensely.
You're really quiet.
They're laid out in lawyer terms.
So this is again our anonymous cousin.
This is our anonymous cousin. Okay, this one may be more for general discussion and feedback. Topic: proper way to address your fajita. Okay. 1. Dealing with the fajita itself. I'm assuming he means the wrap. I thought
Like
a fajita was the
tortilla.
whole thing.
The tortilla.
Yeah, I think he means tortilla.
Okay.
Okay.
Issue: do you dress the tortilla straight out of the package or warm it up?
You have to warm it up or it breaks.
Warm. You always warm it up.
You got to warm it up. I agree. Correct approach is to heat the what he said fajita. What are we saying?
Tortilla.
Correct approach is to heat the tortilla. It can't be cold or even room temperature. If you leave it room temperature and it was previously wrapped in plastic, the fajita will have a remnant plastic odor. I don't know about
No, I've
that.
never
I've
experienced
never
that.
had that issue.
Dealing with the shredded cheese. Issue: place the cheese directly onto the fajita and it will immediately be heated up, or leave the cheese at room temperature. I like the cheese at room temperature.
Yeah, me too. Also, cheese should be the last part, I think.
Yeah.
I
think
put
he's
the cheese
saying,
on first.
I think he's saying melt the cheese onto the tortilla. I put the cheese on last.
Me too. Yeah, I'm a last cheese guy.
I'm cheese, meat, everything else.
Okay, but I'm thinking now, if you put the cheese on the tortilla once it's warmed up, that's actually a pretty solid move. I never really thought of that. It's pretty
That's
good.
smart, yeah.
It melts it.
I always thought cheese as a topper.
Okay,
Like,
he's saying correct approach is to melt the cheese onto the fajita via microwave application. And I don't agree with that. I don't like microwave cheese. It just gets all crispy and weird. It's like
Wait a second. Did your cousin work at Taco Bell?
No,
Because
for
this
sure
is
not.
I don't think
This
so.
is sounding like crunch wrap.
He says
baking.
correct
Gordito?
approach is to melt the cheese onto the fajita via microwave application. The benefits are twofold. A, cheese aroma is released along with the triggering of umami potential. Neither will ever happen if cheese stays room temperature. B, earlier we referenced microwave application. The microwave makes the fajita molecules vibrate rapidly. The microwave effect, he's put in brackets, which ultimately, in our experience, gives the fajita extra stretch capabilities, allowing for extra food within the fajita once folded.
That's
Dude,
factual.
This guy's on some next level shit.
Yeah. Is your cousin Ted Bundy? Like, what is this?
He's Al Bundy. 3, dealing with jalapenos. I have strong opinions on this. Issue: use fresh jalapenos or pickled jalapenos.
Pickled.
Correct approach is fresh jalapenos, and I agree with that. I hate pickled jalapenos.
I love
They
pickled
suck.
jalapenos.
Yeah, I like pickled too. I would take either though.
The fresh crunch of a jalapeno. Oh, forget it.
No.
But it's too spicy.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm Jane.
Okay, the correct approach is fresh jalapenos for 3 reasons. It must be it must be assumed the person making the fajita picked the jalapenos as part of the food stuff for the flavor of jalapenos. A fresh jalapeno is the flavor. B, pickled jalapenos have flavors of garlic, vinegar, etc. I totally agree. If you want those flavors, throw in a pickle and a dash of vinegar. Not recommended, in brackets. I totally agree. It's a completely different taste.
Disagree.
It just tastes like pickled stuff. It's a totally different thing. Okay. C, handling issues. Too often the person making the fajita mishandles the pickled jalapenos with their fingers, born from the prepper's apparent slight preference for convenience. This convenience mindset trickles down to handling techniques, resulting in excess finger touching of the pulled out wet pickled jalapenos. He's right about this too.
Imagine your cousin accidentally sent this to you, but he meant to send it to Gordon Ramsay's podcast.
Okay. 4, sequencing of beans versus proteins. Issue: what goes on first, the refried beans or the protein? Hot take: protein beans are a source of protein. So
Beans should never be on a fajita or a taco because they're fucking disgusting.
I disagree.
No, I love refried beans, and
Yeah,
they
yeah.
should be on because they actually keep the thing together.
Totally. Refried beans are, dude. Amy's refried beans.
That's the best one.
Oh my god,
The best one.
So good. They're expensive, but they're really
They are.
good. Okay. Correct approach is refried beans. 2 reasons. A, the refried beans provide the stickiness to hold the melted cheese tight with the protein. In fact, all the foodstuffs that you load into the fajita. The beans are the Velcro. I agree.
I agree 100%.
Yeah. B, reversing the sequence, protein then beans, seriously risks frustration in actually applying the refried beans in an even manner. You are not going to give the beans a smooth manifold. It is hard for refried beans to adhere to a lumpy surface, which the protein will create. And there is a high probability beans get attached to your fingers. Way too much variance in this approach. Agreed, man. Guy's on fire, to be honest.
Oh my goodness.
5. A matter not resolved. Why is the circular form of a fajita so prevalent when one can theorize a rectangle fajita may be superior in regard to volume capacity and possibly better at handling stress points? I got to agree with that too.
What do you mean a rectangle?
Like, why not a rectangle? Because it's
Why is it
already in the
rounded
shape
corners?
that you're trying to fold it into.
Yeah, that would be cultural appropriation, though.
I agree.
Oh,
They
yeah.
all they had
don't
the
have a say in
circular
that.
things.
That's not our decision
Yeah.
to make.
This is I agree with all these takes. Totally.
Are you guys into the hard shell tacos?
Yeah, I love them.
I love them so much.
I prefer them.
But my girlfriend, like, she's all about just the roll ups, but I love it. But it's like a chip. It's
No, I love a crunchy. Do you ever take a rolled one, like a tortilla, put it on the plate, and then eat the taco over top of it?
Ooh.
No,
do that?
but my
Oh.
family will make.
Yeah.
They'll take so here's how my husband and son do it. They take the taco, and then they put sour cream on, or they take the tortilla, put sour cream on it, then stand the hard taco up in the middle and stuff the hard taco, and then wrap the tortilla around it. So when they bite it, they get the crunch in the middle.
That's sick.
Yeah,
That's
how
awesome.
it's-
But I would use.
that's for the cream pie, actually.
Yeah, I would use. Yeah. Shane's trying to look up cream pie porn, but he just finds that perfect.
Just tacos.
It's a recipe.
I would use refried beans instead of sour cream.
But we don't have refried beans in our house. But yes, that would be one way to do it. And they also, Jude insists on the cheesy blasted taco shells, which basically are a giant Dorito.
Dorito. Yeah.
Yeah, great. So glad those are in the realm now. Those tacos, hard shell tacos, were my favorite food when I was a little
This is
kid.
Me too. Yeah.
And if we had the Dorito Loco taco shells, the cheese dusted ones, man. Do you remember when they started making them flat? on
Yeah,
the bottom?
the bottom flat.
Yeah.
Oh
Where
my
the hell was that when we were kids?
Yeah.
When we were kids, I had my own taco holder that I got for Christmas because I
True.
like tacos.
That's so funny.
And it was a little sombrero that held like all these tacos.
Your friend's like, I got Power Wheels. What'd you get?
I got a taco holder, bitch.
Jude has one of those
That's
too.
so
Mom bought it for him so he could be like you.
Remember when me and Jude had a taco eating contest that time?
You won.
Fucking buried him. I put him in the ground.
He was like 8 for the record.
Yeah. Yeah, he couldn't even eat his eggs and
Very
tacos.
eight.
Fucking loser.
His stomach is like this.
Yeah, he's a fucking bitch.
Oh, so
Dragged him that
Jude,
day.
this is what I wanted to tell you guys. I forgot about. This is why we didn't have an episode last week. I don't think we did.
I'm pretty sure we all had an episode last week.
Well, maybe,
Yeah.
but we didn't get to record last week because I got a letter from Jude's school that he'd been exposed to tuberculosis.
Yeah, Jude goes to school on the Oregon Trail.
He said, he's like, what? I'm like, yeah, you got exposed to tuberculosis at school. He's like, isn't that from the Oregon Trail? I'm like, correct. And then obviously I pulled up pictures of the iron lungs from the 1900s to show him what was going to happen to him if he had it.
Can you say the
Completely
name of the
untrue.
school? Was it Hogwarts? Or was it?
It's probably a Christian school
Yeah, it was a Catholic school in a
in
castle.
Texas. Yeah, they all have mumps and measles.
So I had to like,
I heard it's going around again. Yeah.
what? Tuberculosis?
Tuberculosis.
Well,
yeah.
clearly somebody in his high school had it. I did take him all the way down to the downtown hospital to get tested. It's very irritating. Anyway, good news. He's tuberculosis free. We do not have TB in our
nice.
house. I know. It's a
Right.
big deal at our house.
Really big day.
Yeah, it was a
And
big
usually
day.
at his age back in the day, he would get tuberculosis, and he'd also have 13 children.
Yeah, he'd have 10 kids by now. At 15, he'd be
And
married.
maybe
He'd be a
dysentery to go with it.
They don't
He'd
even
be-
have taco shells back then.
He'd be
No,
a blacksmith.
Yeah, he would have grown up to be a shepherd.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, right.
Good
on.
times.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
that's been
I don't
my
have
week,
anything else.
basically. I appreciate
we're
our
at
anonymous
time.
cousin's take on tacos.
yeah,
I
he's
think-
got a
I
bunch
think
more
we're
here
at time.
too. We have lots more to cover.
Yeah, keep sending them in.
Good.
They're great. I love
Yeah,
them.
and anyone
Yeah.
else too, just DM us on Instagram. DM me directly on Instagram. We'll share your stuff.
Any
we'll
of
talk
us.
Yeah.
about it. Yeah, just
DM me
us.
too. I love a
Yeah,
DM.
DM me too.
I want to
DM
be
me
DM'd too. No one
DM
DMs
Sarah.
me.
I'm tired of your
Shane
shit.
Priestley's, just make sure it's not the guy that's really good looking and is in a band. So just make sure it's differentiated.
You're in a band
Correct.
too. You're in a group of people who are banned from Walmart.
He hit the tech deck limit and now he's not allowed
Hey.
back.
Hey, Bo, do you hate anything this week?
Yeah, I got a rent increase, which is past what I think they could get if we just moved out. So that's really shitty, I think.
So he's asking us for more money.
No. But
Well, that's
fuck
all the time we have for today.
yeah, all right.
Anyway,
Isn't there
sorry,
a limit
Bo,
on
your
what they
mic's
can-
not on.
Isn't there a limit on what they can increase it to?
Yes, but they already started very high, and now they're almost up to $2,000 for a one-bedroom, and I don't think even in this market they could get that if we moved out and reapplied, like remade an ad. You know what I mean? So I just feel like they're just being evil dicks. So
you
fuck
can get more
Newport.
than you can get more than $2,000 for a one bedroom in your building.
You think? I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
even then in itself, I think that it's
That's fucked.
bad practice. But
I agree.
yeah, I think
Says
it's
the
greedy.
person who has a
and
basement sweep but
we're-
doesn't rent it out because I don't want other people in my house.
That's fair enough.
So you're saying Bo could move into your basement suite?
Oh,
have to
sick!
live
All right,
with
well then I'll do the show for
Jude.
free.
She's got a pool
Perfect.
and a Great Dane that'll poo in your room.
Right.
That's
If you
why
piss
it's
her
free.
off, look out.
All right, that's all the time we have for today.
Thanks,
That's
guys.
it.
This
Right.
was fun.
Thank
That-
you
this is
for
how we're
listening.
ending. That's it.
Yes.
Yeah. See
We
you
have to
later,
thank-
everybody.
What?
Bye.
Are we gonna thank people?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
who we thanking?
Well, we have to thank our anonymous cousin, whose name we won't say.
Yeah,
I
we
feel
already
like
did that.
we have to thank producer Bo.
Thanks, Bo.
Thanks,
What
Bo.
about our theme song? What about our theme song?
Thanks, Grossbuster, for our theme music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
And,
got all sorts of things. Thank you. Thanks to each and every one of you for listening
Thank you
to
to
our
the good
podcast.
Lord for my sobriety.
Yeah.
Thank you to everybody who doesn't ask me what I'm really fucking feeling.
Why don't you tell us how you really feel?
Okay.
Vote, name the episode that.